I'm writing a book on the entire history of Islam, and the scope of this book is absolutely massive. If I didn't have access to the works of those historians that came before me, it would have been impossible for me to complete this. I'm talking about the works of many incredibly talented scholars, both in the modern period and in the past centuries, that have done amazing work compiling the histories of various kingdoms and caliphates. So when I wrote the chapter on the Umayyads, for example, I used the writings of some older scholars, such as As-Suyuti and Ibn Khaldun. When I wrote the chapter on Al-Andalus, I referenced the works of a more modern scholar, Professor Hugh Kennedy, to help me establish a timeline of the events that happened. When I wrote the chapter on Bani Israel, I used the Quran as my basis, and I connected the stories together with various tafsir and modern research on ancient Egyptian dynasties. I even used the work of an Israeli historian, Shlomo Sand, to explain how the modern Palestinians are actually the descendants of Bani Israel. I'm sure that would have surprised you. It definitely surprised me. And then there was the history of Christianity, which I wrote, and I based it on the research done by Dr. Ali Atay. And then there was the Sirah, which there's so many resources I had at my disposal with both classic and modern collections. The Sirah was actually probably the easiest chapters to write. And so each chapter in this book requires different resources, as each chapter covers a different place or a different era of the ummah. And when I get to the chapter on India, I'll need to use Indian resources. When I get to the chapter on the Ottomans, I'll have to use Turkish resources, because quite frankly, it's really only the Turks that study Ottoman history. And when I get to the chapter on East Africa or China or Southeast Asia, I'll have to use the works and the resources of historians from those places. And so that's why I'm opening pre-orders for the book now, so that I can get the funds, I can get the money to hire researchers to help me check my work and to make sure that everything that I'm writing is fact-checked. And also so that I can even fly to those places if I need to. I will write your name into one of the pages so that your name will remain in this book for generations to come. Inshallah, this will be the single most important book of our generation. So I want you to go to my website and pre-order the book. And may Allah honor your name forever.